Answer here. We're taking a quick look here. Hey, Moon, what's going on with you? How are you?
Nothing much. Doing great. Nice to be here again.
Yeah, we're taking a quick look. We're Luna Foundation. Now, it's been a crazy weekend. It's the Easter. Here's April 10th, 17 days later. The Luna Foundation Treasury holds almost 40,000 Bitcoin after a weekend purchase. I mean, 40,000 Bitcoin. What do you think about that?
That's amazing. It's
Right?
crazy. It's crazy. Like, yeah.
So let's get into this, dig a little deeper. Let's dig into this. All right, so 40,000. Here they go, rocking and rolling, turning up the juice here. And the thing that I'm really interested in is like, Terra Luna wants to basically come in here and um, don't miss the CoinDesk consensus, blah blah blah. But here, the Luna Foundation Guard (LFG), the treasury that backs Terra Luna USD uh, algorithmic stablecoin, added 173 million Bitcoin to its wallet over the weekend. 173 million, right? So right now it has, yeah, right, wow, 39,000, basically 40,000 Bitcoin in its wallet, approximately 1.6 billion, right? Now, this
Mm-hmm.
this is the points that I'm missing here. So, I mean, somebody, leave the comments, tell me what you think, and kind of, the whole ideal of what they're trying to accomplish here is where I'm getting kind of like, um, I'm trying to understand what they're doing here. So, when you look at what they have, and they have, you know, 40,000 Bitcoin, 1.6 billion, right? I
Yep.
mean, one. First of all, I'm thinking to myself like, how does a stable coin have 1.6 billion? Right? Because it doesn't go up or down, right?
Insane.
Oh my gosh.
We need to dig in this. Like, and the reason why I bring this up is because if you think about this, right? Here's Terra Luna, which is a stable coin, right? And I got to dig this up. I got to do a little more research here because, we got a Dior. The problem is, over the weekend, I don't know if you guys noticed, but Elon Musk came in. He's trying to buy Twitter, and then all of a sudden, this company pops up, and it's none other than Vanguard, right? And Vanguard has a big portion of, I believe, MasterCard, right? And then you turn around, you have BlackRock who comes in, right? Or actually, BlackRock has a big part of MasterCard too. BlackRock comes in and gets together and gets $400 million dollars and goes into the USDC coin, which basically is the direct competition to the USDT coin, which is the Tether coin, which is held by the LFG, which is the Terra Luna Foundation. And you have to say to yourself, okay, so why is BlackRock investing, who's one of the largest investment firms out there, investing into a USD coin, which is basically a stable coin, and all of a sudden they become the custodian of the coin, meaning that they oversee it for all of its investments and basically going to be the ones making the decisions on it. And then you read something like this and you go, well, hold on. Here's a stable coin that's worth 1.6 billion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to say to yourself, these stable coins have got to be making a killing somewhere, right?
Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
jeez.
And why would BlackRock even want to purchase that much stablecoin? Like, why? What's the
Well,
point?
they wanted the
And
whole. Well, obviously they want to run it.
well, my argument to my non-crypto friends, which I still have a few that are not on board, was just that. I said, why would a company like BlackRock, if you think that crypto is not money, why would they invest so much money? Why would they jump into this? Like, think about it. They're getting ready to. They don't make moves
They're trying to
without
go to the moon.
having a motive.
They're over here sneaking to the moon a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, come with us. This company's got a stable coin that's worth 1.6 billion. Next thing you know, the direct competition is BlackRock. So it's pretty
Mm-hmm.
crazy, right? During the past week, the LFG has made a series of digital asset buys. Now, this is where it's important because if they were just buying Bitcoin, I would feel like it was just a completely like mistake. Wait, and that's kind of the problem because over here they also bought on April 6th $2 million in AVAX. Or what do they got? During the past week, they made a series of digital asset buys. They purchased 233 million of Bitcoin on April 6th, and then on April 8th, they bought 200 million in AVAX. Right? The Terra's founder Don Kwan has previously said that the foundation plans to acquire 10 billion in Bitcoin to open a new Monterey era of Bitcoin standard. So the question is, if a guy's inside of Bitcoin, right, they're making money staking versus inflation because everyone is staking USDC. Yeah, exactly. Everyone's staking USDC for that 10%. And what's happening is, Scotty be chilling over here on TikTok. Everyone's staking. And guys, if you're on the TikToks, man, hit the like buttons. Don't forget, share the video. You need to share it. We got to get the people out there because you got to make sure when I'm a bigger account, they want me to pay for advertising. So you need to share my videos so they get out there, so the content get out there. And the weirdest thing about the BlackRock purchase was they turned around and when they got their money into USDC, MasterCard came over and they basically are with Celsius, where they're shutting down the Celsius investing platform where you can stake your coins and get interest, and they're trying to make it where you have to be an accredited investor, right? Then here comes this MasterCard who's going to be part of it. All I can think to myself is like, man, if you want to buy and sell crypto or, use a credit card to buy stuff with your crypto, the money back, like they do cash back all the time. I mean, if MasterCard comes in and puts all their money in there and is getting a 10 to 11% interest, while the American people get nothing, and then you have to have a MasterCard in order to get 3% or 4% cash back. You see what I'm saying? They want to give you staking money, but they want you to purchase from them. Right? Like, is that not a perfect monopoly or what?
Of course it is. They're trying to bring in all of these rules and things that they've got established now, quote unquote, in the real world, and then into crypto. They're just trying to gain more control.
And the only thing I really think here is that as I kind of look through it all, and there's a lot on there, the one thing that I'm worried about here and that I kind of think is that here comes this, young people who really just kind of think to themselves like there's no real danger in the water. There's no real sharks, right? And there's a list of all the people who have all the money in the world, and Elon Musk is on top of it. And Elon Musk is out here trying to buy Twitter because he wants to buy literally the social media platform, because he knows that with social media, that's how they silence your voice, market their company, and control their narrative. Now, what you don't know is all the people that are really rich behind the richest people who, they don't have the hundreds of billions. They have like 50 to 70, 80 trillions, right? They have trillions. They don't have billions. They have trillions. And they're not on a list, right? But they own a bunch of the same things. So that's the people you have to be worried about and scared. And I think just with the LFG Foundation, I just worry because all I have ever seen from the elites and those 1%ers is to take down Bitcoin, right? Proof of work versus proof of stake. Look at the EU telling that the G7 that they need to regulate crypto immediately. I mean, who is the EU to tell the 7 leaders of the world to do anything? Like, that was kind of odd, right? And then you look at the purchases, right? So when Elon Musk was buying Twitter, who came in and bought more stake? Vanguard, right? Who's the biggest owners of Twitter? Vanguard, BlackRock. Follow the money, right? So there's a deeper war going on, and I just think young guys like this in the Luna Foundation, if they're trying to destroy Bitcoin, right, and you're putting all your money in it right now before it goes down, because anyone in crypto realizes, JP Morgan, right? Crypto Slayer's like,
you can't forget them.
Yeah, JP Morgan, right? So the three heads are BlackRock, JP Morgan, and Vanguard. You have to watch what they buy and how they move with each other, right? They're the same people. Like, that's the elites. Those are the 1%. That's where they move. That's the family, right? And if they're buying and trying to, stop everything, further down the road, we're going to have to come to a point where we decide that that we just have to like avoid what they have as far as companies and things that they have, and we know who they are, so we should be able to kind of like get rid of it. And the thing I worried about here, at least they got 200 million of AVAX, but at the end of the day, Bitcoin is going to go through a moment. What's the name, Dior? What we have to focus on, guys, is like what I'm worried about here is that here's the entire stable coin that holds up the entire like crypto world, right? Everything operates off Tether, pretty much, right? If they destroy Bitcoin, what happens to Tether? Right? I mean, think about that. Tether crashes and disappears. What happens to the entire crypto market?
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be. I mean, they can try, but I don't think that
Well,
they're
when
gonna be
you're-
able to touch Bitcoin.
Yeah, but when you're putting, I don't know, right? I mean,
Uh,
all they have
I
to
mean,
do
I
is
know
cut
what
it off.
you're saying, and I see it. Like I can see what you're saying. I just don't think they're gonna be able to succeed.
Now, what I have to say to you is like, I would believe that, right? And if there wasn't two real things that I've saw, right? And there's three facts that when I kind of look at it, it is where I'm kind of looking where there's three facts that kind of make me worry, right? And one of the facts, right, is, well, there's four. So one of the original facts that kind of made me worry was the very first, there was a coin called SafeMoon. And SafeMoon was taking over the entire internet. Everywhere you looked, it was SafeMoon for like 7 weeks straight. Number one, it was not only was it like the number one cryptocurrency everywhere you looked on TikTok and Twitter, but it was trending across the country as the number one coin in the world. Like it was in Africa, it had billboards, it had all this stuff. And it was growing at such a mass pace, and all it took was two guys on Twitter to say that it was a rug pull, and everyone ran out of there, right? And at that time, everything literally fell down, right? So that's just the power of like that lets me know that the people in crypto have some power. Now, moving forward, looking at SHIB the other day, SHIB got listed, 100,000 wallets disappeared. They get listed on Robinhood. Amazing exchange. 40% of Doge owners came from Robinhood, and the entire pump of Shiba Inu came from investors who put their money in to basically see a run, and the run fell short by at least 70%, because it should have went from 2 to at least 6, right? Or at least 4. Minimum, it barely touched 3 and it fell down. So it should have went to 4 or 5. Then it completely fell down, and what made it even worse, it didn't even do a double top. Like it didn't even repump with FOMO. Now what that tells me is there's no money from the retail investors. They're completely broke. And we know this is happening because no one got their tax money. Everybody got cut out. The money was completely manipulated out of everything. So it was just, I got reverb.
Yeah, I do too.
Is that us? All right, hold on.
Is it better?
Oh, yeah, better. But my whole thing is like, there's no tax money, there's no extra money, there's none of this, there's no unemployment that's paying $2,400 a month. The entire retail market is out of money, right? So when you take that out of fact and say, okay, that's not happening, then you have India with their PM Prime Minister. They don't even know, like every night I've been watching crypto after 2 a.m. Central, there are no buys from any other country because they don't know what the regulations are so messed up. They don't know what they're going to do, right?
Right.
When you take all this in consideration, but you still say El Salvador bought Bitcoin, this other Latin countries buying Bitcoin, and you tell me that all these places are buying Bitcoin, and Bitcoin still has a problem going, right? Like it's still crashing. I mean, to me, that's where I have to say, if it falls below this 39,000, right? And it shouldn't. The investors are looking at three key things that there should be a pump right now with Bitcoin, at least until May 15th, right?
But when you say that though, take into consideration the countries that are buying Bitcoin. Like right now, Bitcoin is really big in Central and South America, like El Salvador. I don't know if Honduras or Guatemala actually took over. Their economy is crap.
Mm-hmm.
Like their money value is crap. So I'm sure. I mean, I really do feel that that has a lot to do with it. If you'd say instead of being, El Salvador where the economy is shot, it would be another country like the UK or Dubai or something, then we would be talking because there's money in those countries. But when you're talking about a country like El Salvador, which unfortunately the technology is not up to par with a lot of the other countries, and the economy is shot, I can see why Bitcoin, as much as they would buy, is not up there.
Exactly. And you do know that as time goes on, this economy is going to get worse. Like we haven't even started. We're not even in the food shortage. Inflation's going to jump another 2 points in a month. The government's coming in with what's it called? ITI or something. They're going to, I mean, last time they did that, the stock exchange crashed. Everything fell apart. So, I mean,
We're in a pre-recession,
yes.
and people do not see this. People
That's-
think of the recession like in the 30s, in the 20s and 30s, prohibition, this and that. No, we are in a modern day time. These shortages and everything going on, some places are seeing them, some places aren't yet. But we are in a pre-recession.
That's what I mean.
It's just going to escalate, unfortunately.
That's what I'm saying. So if Terra Luna has $1.6 billion in Bitcoin and doesn't see the recession coming, and it drops to 20,000, that's half their fortune. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the issue. What Miami crypto? What's happening with the Black Swan event? You are in it, my friend. I called the Black Swan event before we went to war, brother. So a Black Swan event, something you didn't see coming, right? You didn't see Russia actually invading Ukraine. You didn't see America actually pushing over there. You didn't see all that actually happening. And we're in the middle of it right now, and it's about to get worse. So that's what I mean. Like, I worry for the USDT coin being so out of touch with what could happen. So it's just something to look into. Dior, we'll have to dig more into this because I don't really understand the fundamentals of what will really happen to the Terra Luna coin or the USDT coin. Plus, you also have the USDT coin going up against the USDC coin, and all it takes is for the government to push out some regulations against the Terra coin, right? And it's over.
Yeah.
Now, if you're down $800 million and the U.S. government puts their foot on your neck, then what? Right? Right now you're 1.6 billion. What happens if they put their foot on the neck and Bitcoin drops to 20,000? Something to think about, guys. So on that note, we're going to leave it there because, we have to do a little more research, and everyone else has to do a little more research to figure out what it actually means. Final thoughts on that, Moon?
No, I agree with you. This is a rabbit hole. And it's definitely worth researching. We've got to research it because, as I said, this is going to escalate. And there's a lot more to this than people are actually paying attention to.
Yes. Like, it's going to get scary. Like, you're going to look at your portfolio in a month, and it's going to be that moment.
It's already screaming today. In a month, it's going to need mouth to mouth, and I'm sure that a lot of people are.
It's going to bounce, people. Hang tight.
What are you going to,
It's going to bounce. Hang tight.
This just makes us better traders, broke as hell. But,
guys, you got to hit the sirens. You got to get in there. It is time to Dior. We're letting you know right now. It is time to Dior. There's no mistaking it. It is time to Dior. There's not much, anyone else can really say to it. Other than that, guys, thanks for joining us. Dior and find out.